Hello viewers, my name is Mr. MADU UGOCHUKWU. I am the biology teacher for FAB International School. I'm here to present a topic on the regulation of internal environment of a biological system. We're going to focus on the liver today. The liver is one of the largest organs of the body. First, we look at our objectives. At the end of the lesson today, the students should be able to draw and describe the liver, mention the functions of the liver, mention the various liver diseases, describe the various ways of preventing through controlling liver diseases. So looking at our first objectives, we describe the liver. As I said, the liver is the largest gland in the human body. It is a brick red colored organ consisting of two lobes, the left lobe and the right lobe. It is located at the right part of the body, just below the diaphragm. The human liver weighs about 90 grams. The liver cells are called hepatic cells. The functions of the liver. The liver has various functions. The liver has majorly storage functions and other metabolic functions. First, the liver carries out the production of red blood cell at infant stage. Now, the red blood cell is produced in the liver when a human being is at the infant stage. Once the human being grows to adulthood, the production of red blood cell is taken over by in the bone marrow, no longer the liver. Now, second function, deamination of excess amino acid. Now, after intake of proteinous food, the proteinous food is broken down to amino acids and then absorbed into the bloodstream and passed throughout the body for their use in the building of cells and other functions. Now, at the end of the use of these amino acids, the excess ones will have to be broken down, and then the liver carries out this function, breaks down the excess amino acid that is not used by the body for building blocks and repair of other tissue. The liver helps to break down these amino acids and then pass them out as urea. Third function, detoxification. Now, another major function of the liver is that the liver helps to cleanse the body of toxins. Example, toxins like alcohol, drugs, and chemicals that enters into the body. So it becomes the function of the liver to break down these chemicals into a soluble form that can be passed out through the urine. So whenever someone takes poison unknowingly, maybe during autopsy, you have to take some part of the liver to test the kind of chemical, the kind of poison that the person took. So when you do autopsy, you look at the kind of poison that the liver has been managing. Okay. Next is the production of urea. Just as I said at the end of deamination process in the liver, you produce urea. So another function of the liver is the production of the urea. Now, during fasting, when one refuses to eat for some time, now what the liver does is that it converts excess glycogen into glucose. Now, this is another function of the liver, which is storage of carbohydrate in form of glycogen. So carbohydrate is stored in the human body in the form of glycogen, not glucose. Glucose is not supposed to be stored in the human system, but the liver helps in the storage of glycogen. That's another function which is used when the person is in fasting stage. So the liver helps in the conversion of the glycogen to glucose. Now, liver also helps in conversion of fat and oil to glycogen, which is stored for future use. Now, another storage function of the liver is the storage of vitamins A, vitamin D, vitamin B12. Now, the liver also helps in the manufacture of bile. Now, in the liver you have the gallbladder attached to the liver. The gallbladder helps in production of what we call bile. The function of the bile is to break down excess fat into simpler forms. So, we say that another function of the liver is what? Manufacture of bile. And this bile is formed by breakdown of excess red blood cell. Now, the average number of days that a red blood cell produced in the bone marrow lasts is 120 days. Now, once a particular red blood cell has reached 120 days mark, that red blood cell has to be broken down because it has become weak. So it has to be broken down. So the liver carries out these functions. It helps to break down weak and almost expired red blood cell. Now, liver also helps in manufacture of certain proteins like the fibrinogens. It stores blood temporarily. It carries out temporal storage of blood. And it can also convert inside the liver. There can also be the conversion of amino acid into carbohydrates. So we have been able to reel out about 12 functions of the liver. So the liver has become a very important organ of the body. Our next objective says diseases of the liver. Apart from the fact that the liver carries out all these important functions, the liver can also malfunction at a certain stage because of some maybe viruses, bacteria, or disease or lifestyle. Now, the diseases of the liver are as follows. We have hepatitis. We have different variants: hepatitis A, hepatitis B, and hepatitis C. And it is caused by inflammation of the liver due to a virus or drug. I discovered that the victim will be jaundiced, having high bilirubin. Now, the hepatitis, one can be vaccinated. You can take a vaccine before anybody contacts it. That's why the children are given hepatitis C vaccine to prevent, to get them ready to fight this the viruses that causes this hepatitis disease. Another disease of the liver is the gallstone. The gallstones are concretions formed within the gallbladder. I said earlier the gallbladder is attached to the liver. Now, when the gallbladder has these concrete-like things blocking it, then it will affect the functioning of the liver. Okay? The third disease of the liver here is the cancer of the liver. Cancer of the liver can be caused by excess smoking of nicotine, excess intake of drugs, especially banned drugs, And then the cancer of the liver is all about a distorted form of production of the liver cells, that's the hepatic cells. So it can manifest as liver cancer, just abnormal multiplication of the cells in the liver. The last one here is the liver cirrhosis. Cirrhosis, C-I-R-R-H-O-S-I-S. Cirrhosis. It is the hardening of the liver, and it is caused by viruses and microbes or toxic substances like alcohol and some dietary deficiencies. People eating food that are not rich in vitamins and minerals, especially food rich in iron. So I've been able to mention 4 diseases of the liver. I mentioned hepatitis A, B, and C. I've mentioned the gallstone. I've mentioned cancer of the liver, and I've mentioned cirrhosis of the liver cell. Our next objective says control and management of liver diseases. Control and management of liver diseases. How do we control? How do we manage? How do we prevent ourselves from being infected by some of these liver diseases? Trying to break down excess amino acid coming from these proteinous foods that we eat. So when you eat too much of proteinous food, more than not necessary, it means that you stress the liver in breaking down excess amino acid coming from this excess meat. 2. Reduce the intake of alcohol. Alcohol, as we saw earlier, causes a lot of liver diseases. So how to reduce intake of alcohol, but can lead to gallstone and the cirrhosis. Now, we stop drug abuse. Those drugs that are not recommended by medical doctors, like those narcotic drugs, one have to stop them completely. One have to seek for regular medical checkup. Carry out what we call liver function test to know the state of your liver at every stage. One have to do a regular checkup, do your liver function test. Now we have to do urgent medical attention in case one is already affected by especially gallstone and cirrhosis. There should be a surgery to remove some of these stones. So we have come to the end of our class today. Our assignment will be to draw a large label diagram of human liver. Draw and label correctly. Thank you.